everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. So last month I talked about writing while chronically ill, which I will link up in the cards, and this month I thought I'd talk about planning, and I don't necessarily mean planning as in outlining. Once again, I'm not the only one here on Authortube who is chronically ill and or disabled, but I thought it would be good to cover this. One thing I get told a lot is how organised I am and how it inspires other people to be the same. So I thought I would give you some tips on how I got to the point where I am now and whether that can help you, though of course everyone is different and that's okay. So number one, starting at the beginning. When I started writing all that time ago, wasn't anywhere near as organised as I am now. We're talking 20 odd years by now. Without giving you my life writing history, I dabbled in writing for a long time, planned to make it my career, and then other things got in the way. First my health, then going to uni, then dropping out and moving house, and then finally going to the Open University where I spent 5 years getting my degree, and during which time I didn't really write to finally getting to the point where writing was my career, and even then it took me a while to be organised about it. You've all heard me talk about how I started one NaNoWriMo with the goal to just write one page every day and it built from there. Alongside that, you should know that I used a sticky notes program on my computer to plan my time, and slowly, bit by bit, I got to the point where I was able to really think about what I was doing and when and how and all of that. When you're approaching the plan to either get organised or get into some kind of routine, you really do need to start right at the very beginning. You need to be asking to yourself, what do I want to achieve? By when? What's realistic for me? Which is something that I'll get to in a moment, and so on. For me, it was writing that page a day that slowly built into a couple of pages and then into a chapter and so on. You have to find the one thing that you really want to start with and focus on that. Number two, building up slowly. When I say slowly, I do actually mean slowly. There's no point jumping into a routine with a bunch of things on your to-do list when you don't really know if you're capable of that yet. It's like this: when someone wants to run a marathon, they build it up slowly. They don't go from never running to suddenly doing 26-mile runs every day. Life doesn't work like that, and neither does writing. You need to be starting with something that you know you can manage. Even if it doesn't feel like much, it's important to pace yourself rather than overloading and failing. Because if you try to do too much at once, you will be overloaded and you will fail, and it will feel like it's all gone to shit. Keep in mind what your end goal is. Do you want to focus solely on writing, on getting some kind of routine? Do you want to organise your social media? Do you want to be able to balance all these different things while also trying to balance chronic illness and disability? These are important questions to ask yourself, and like that marathon runner, you need to start small and build on it. I speak from experience. Back in my teens, I trained to do a mammoth walking challenge, and we started with like 8 miles, planning to work up to 25 miles every day for 4 days. I didn't make it to the actual challenge because of health issues, but it's the same here. You have to start small and slowly build up that stamina, whether that's writing or in other areas. Number 3. Focusing on one area. This is a tip that I picked up from other people and from my own experience. If you're trying to plan your life, it can seem very overwhelming, especially when you're struggling with chronic illness and or disability. The best thing to do is to take one area and focus on getting that into shape, whether that's writing or social media or even daily exercise or meal prep, whatever it looks like for you. It's only when you have that in place that you can start to add in other bits and pieces. Like for me, I started from that page a day, and then slowly I was able to add in other bits and things to my daily plans and branch out from there. For a long time, my social media, my website and my blog were updated as and when. When I first started on Authortube, it was an as and when thing. I didn't record in advance and I didn't have any set schedule. But as I got into a writing routine and was able to plan that time, I added these pieces in bit by bit, and now I have the majority of it all planned out and already depending on the day of the week. I'm still learning new things and adding those to my schedule. Number 4, remembering limits. Of course, no video talking about chronic illness would be complete if it didn't mention your limits. This applies to the able-bodied as well. It's not only chronic illness and disability related. We all have limits on what we can achieve, and that's okay. We all have good days and bad days and in-between days, and that's okay. But when planning, remember that you will have a mixture of these, and make sure that you don't try to overload yourself because it will end badly and no one wants that. No one's 24-hour period is exactly the same. Personally, I write for a couple of hours in the morning and I'm then wiped out. I don't have any childcare commitments anymore, or a partner to worry about, or a day job even. This is everything I need to do. But you might, and your conditions are not mine. So if you need to slow down one day, make sure that you're listening to your body and heeding the warnings it gives you. Sometimes, yes, you can push, but you will pay for that. So choose your battles wisely and make sure your planning reflects that. And number 5, asking for help is a-okay. When you need something, whether that's support or advice, then asking for help from someone is completely okay. I feel like this is something that needs to be stressed a lot. Too much I see writers planning and thinking they have to do it all on their own. Writing itself can be very isolating, but if you're struggling with something, then reach out to friends who can help you. There's nothing wrong with needing a helping hand. Like with my Instagram, I got a bunch of help from Dalsa Saruno, who I will link down below, who looked over my feed and such and gave me tips on how to make things better. And it really helped me. She has a better idea of what works there, and because of that I've been able to make my feed better and stand out. Asking for help is never a bad thing, and it's okay to need it. After all, we're all in this writing life together, and while we may not all have the same goals and such, we can lift each other up and help them. That's not a bad thing. So there we go. Those are my 5 tips and such for when you're planning while chronically ill or disabled. I don't think these only apply to the chronically ill and disabled. Like I said, some of them do apply to able-bodied people as well, and planning in general obviously applies to able-bodied people as well. I just found that a lot of the time the planning information and stuff is structured to mean able-bodied people, and they're telling you to load your day with this, that and the other, and it's like, I can't do that. So I wanted to do a video where it focused more on the chronically ill and disabled. And again, I'm only one person. There are other people out there with chronic illness and disability on Authortube and on YouTube in general, and they may have different ideas, and that's okay. Do you plan your time? Do you have any tips and tricks you want to share? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. And don't forget to pick up Lights Off, which is the 3rd in a young adult dystopian trilogy. And also don't forget to grab a ticket for Author City in Birmingham in July 2023, where I'll be signing books. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye!